Welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper. And guys, in this video, I just want to ask a simple question. Is what if everything you have ever believed was wrong? Now, I'm not asking this question for myself because I've spent the past decade of my life sorting out what is fake and what is truth and what is false and what is lies and what is actual legit. And, you know, as you continue to go down the course of the line of events, you start to sift out a lot of things. But I've noticed a lot of people have this look in their eye lately where that they are really starting to ask the tough questions that a lot of us have asked 10 years earlier, a decade ago. Many of us woke up. And a lot of people, I think, now are just starting to wake up and they're starting to ask the tough questions where it's like, what is really going on? And I just made a whole pile of notes, and I'm sure I'll miss things along the way, but my hope here is to invoke and inspire thought because, like, for example, one of the things I've noticed, especially over the years, is the more you speak flat earth, the more people laugh, the more people go and study it, and then they come back and they've turned from an atheist to a believer. I've seen this stuff happen many times. But I just want to point this out, and I'll get into religion in a minute, but like, you know, just starting out like school. And I just want to run through this list, and it's like in no particular order. I'm just throwing this out there to really inspire thought, is that, you know, a lot of us come out of the school system, and you look back and you're like, was I really being educated, or was I being indoctrinated? And I know that, like, people say the public school indoctrination camp, but I mean, literally, like, from the moment you start there, you know, the globe, evolution, Big Bang, space, the religion of science is just shoved down your throat. And, you know, you go and you look back later and, like, for example, I think I can put the picture on the screen here, is like, you know, everybody's seen the live feed probably of Elon Musk's rocket launch. And then there's that big wharf rat running around on the rocket in space. Well, then, you know, like the other day, NASA had the one of the rovers, and there's like a band of camels and merchants, I guess, riding across the desert in the background on the live stream. And, you know, it's just like people want to believe a lie so badly that they'll just forget that they've seen stuff like that. And to the eye that sees and wants to know the truth, you just can't delete that stuff out after you see it. But, you know, like, from the time you start a small talk in school, like, that's the things that are shoved down your throat. And then, you know, if you're a person of faith and say you like me, I was born in a Christian family, and then I come to the truth of the way and left Babylon, the SUN Day Church, SAT Day Church, and started keeping the Father's true scriptural calendar and, you know, so many other truths. And you start to see a contrast too as you go through school, is you see that, like, you're being taught a religion of science in schoolhouse and all this indoctrination, and then you come up out of it and then you think, oh, well, this was completely in contrast to what I'm being taught at the church. Because, and you know, the church has fallen into Babylon nowadays and become Babylon. I mean, they still do tell some truths in there at times. And, you know, it's like, then you get down to religion and it's like, my gosh, like the control and the ignorance that is just being forced into people. And, you know, like everything from the white Messiah to the Trinity to the rapture to hiding the true festival days and the true Sabbaths, the true Hebrew Israelites. I mean, you know, just the list goes on and on and on. I mean, even the church tries to suppress the geostationary flat earth under a firmament dome. I mean, like, it just gets crazy, folks, and you just keep stacking this stuff up. Is you start asking yourself, it's like, why is everybody pushing these agendas? Because if you go and look at it in contrast, like, and you are an honest person, you will start to see things for what they really are. I mean, like with politics, like I seen the lady of one of the 13 soldiers that got killed the other day just lay in on Biden. I read where she had laid in on Biden, and then he just threw his hands up and walked away from her, like he didn't care that that blood was on his hands. And then, you know, like she told him off about him staring at his watch like 5 times while that was going on. It's like, what's more important than paying your respects right now? You know, and well, made point. But I mean, the thing is, politics is only here to just fracture and divide us. Like, you know, our political system's been infiltrated a long time ago. And especially with this last election, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, or you don't even participate, you can see that that was a rigged thing. And I mean, people, they just don't care anymore. I mean, we are on the verge of being in the same threshold that Babylon, Greece, Rome went down. We're almost at that point where that, empires only last so long. And we're trending in the same direction as those did. And this will probably be the last kingdom before the Most High Yah's kingdom set up. I believe that with all my heart and being. And it's like our culture. I mean, you look at our culture anymore, it's like people will laugh at an abortion, but will mourn when somebody's binary token gets mentioned wrong or something. I mean, like, we're in the weird place with the sexes, with ethnics, and cultures, just everything. I mean, like, our whole culture is just fractured, and it's across the world. Like, people might be thinking I'm just saying this to America. I mean, this is across the world. And you've heard for years, like, on abortions, like, my body, my choice, and people's like, yeah, but you so much as say that about not taking the pop, or the JAB, and all of a sudden you're a monster for not taking it. Yet I seen a thing the other day where all these people went on a cruise. Everybody had taken it. Here, I'll post a picture up right here. You can see it. And then they came back, and all these people had it, and then that person passed away too. And I'm not laughing that somebody died. I'm just like, that's a controlled environment where all is supposed to be well, but obviously all is not well. Moving forward, I mean, something that's really stuck out to me too is just like with medicine, right? I don't know how many times I've went to the doctor over the years with a loved one or myself, and I'll ask the question about, well, what do you think about this essential oil? Or what do you think about colloidal silver? Or what do you think about doing this for this? And just testing them, because obviously they're not going to have a clue. I mean, most of these people, they're just like, I don't know. I didn't learn about that. I'm like, wait a minute. You went to college for all these years. You can tell me all this synthetic pharmaceutical drug sorcery, right, by which all the nations are being deceived right now too, Revelation 18, and yet you cannot tell me if this essential oil helped. Like, I gave my dad marjoram oil and his blood pressure dropped like 20 points one time when he needed it, and they didn't know nothing about that. But yet they wanted to give him some synthetic thing at the hospital to help him. And I'm just like, these people are bought and paid. And when you really look at it, especially the Georgia Guidestones, you see the trending that we're at currently, going as a nation and a world. And I'm just like, why do people not get it? And then I look in these people that are finally starting to wake up. I'm like, I hope they have enough time to put oil in their lamps and not be like those 5 foolish virgins. Because, I'm telling you what, man, we're getting some crazy times. And I just hope that if you're listening to the sound of my voice, like in just the short time I've said things, it's like, do you ever just stop and pause and ask yourself, is everything I've ever been told a lie? Because now I have stopped at that point long ago when I started asking. I'm like, have I been lied to about everything? Everything. And when you get to that point and you do ask yourself that, the next question that arises is, why in the world, if I have been lied to about everything, why have they done this to me? And it's so that you don't achieve salvation and you don't see the new kingdom. Because, people, they need to keep the masses ignorant. They need to get everyone to take the mark. They need to genocide everyone off. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, there is an agenda at work, and it is at full steam ahead now. And I just really hope, with the feast days coming up for those that honor and keep the Father's calendar and his appointed times of worship, especially his Sabbath on his calendar, not Rome's, is that, and if you want to find out more about that, you can check it out at worldslastchance.com. But I would hope that during this time, especially Feast of Trumpets and with Day of Atonement coming up, that, you'd take some time to reflect on this, because I don't want to be deceived at all anymore. I don't want to be ignorant as to what is going on. And I don't want anybody around me ignorant, because we're getting to a point now where that if you are ignorant, it is because you choose to be, because the truth is starting to be very clear as day before our very eyes. So guys, always till we see again here at 7 Trumpets Pepper Channel, hope Most High Yah Baruch you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, show you favor, and give you shalom, my friends. And Yahushua.